Hello and welcome to the monthly edition of Brass Reflections from Cambridge Citadel Band. Thanks for joining us. It's a real delight for me to welcome Bandmaster Don Jenkins as a guest contributor in this edition. A great encourager and supporter of our band here at Cambridge, Don is always happy to share his knowledge and vast experience of Salvation Army banding over the years. Here he is just now with his thoughts around Leslie Condon's tone poem and masterpiece, The Present Age, and to reminisce on a very special performance with Bristol Easton Band at the Royal Albert Hall during the 1995 Bandmasters and Songster Leaders Council's Festival.
I'm so grateful that the Bandmasters asked me to talk about The Present Age because he actually remembers my band playing it live in the Royal Albert Hall in May 1995, and it's brought back so many precious memories to me that I'd like to share with you on this occasion. The first thing is that the Bristol Easton Band was then about 41, 42 players, that's that, but 16 of them were all 15 and 16-year-old people, young people. So you can imagine that when Trevor Davis, who was Secretary for Bands and Songsters at that time, invited the band to play on that occasion, it was pretty well designed that we should play Leslie Condon's beautiful piece, The Present Age. And so from about November onwards, we commenced rehearsals, certainly after the Christmas caroling playing, and every rehearsal we settled into some part of that beautiful piece, trying to not just extract the right notes and how it should be played, but something of the meaning and the stories behind what Les was trying to portray as his experience as a young Christian person like that. So, The Present Age. The beginning is his tremendous enthusiasm for the Christian life and wanting to express it to the people he's involved with all around. And so the dynamic differences are him being expressive, and others are when he's being withdrawn and thoughtful and introspective. We then progress through those kind of motifs. There's a tremendous crescendo which builds up to a very strong fortissimo, but in a very abrupt stop, break. And then very quietly, he's written the tubas to come in at mezzo piano, saying, "Is it?" And then pianissimo, "Worth it? Is it worth it?" And I think my tuba section in that recording has depicted that so beautifully, so warmly, so embracingly. But following that, it develops into that lovely song, "To serve the present age, my calling to fulfill." And the development of that tune, which is played in the major key, but harmonized in the minor key, which is quite an interesting thing that Les has done there. It then goes into a burlesque music, burlesque marches, grotesque playing, because he's trying to portray the people that are teasing him, annoying him, aggravating him, trying to put him off his Christian beliefs and styles. And then eventually, after that period, we come to the place where he says, "I'll follow thee, of life the giver. I'll follow thee, deny thee." And the score never says never. He never brings the band to play that place, but then develops itself again into grotesque, almost annoying playing, that it should follow that. But then after those developments, and you can feel that young Christian person fighting with his own commitments to God and the faith until he arrives at a place which I feel is possibly the most moving part of this music. When peace like a river attendeth my soul, he develops that on such a slow crescendo throughout that verse, bringing it to its chorus, which says, "It is well with my soul." But again, Leslie doesn't get there. He doesn't come there. For something like 21 bars, he develops the motifs within that verse, almost saying, can I really commit? Am I really there saying, it is well? Is it really true that it is well with my soul? And that long development is so important, I think, because then he comes to the beautiful, warm, it's not blatant, it's not shouting from the rooftop, it is well with my soul. It is introspective, it's singular. It is well with my soul. And so he develops that beautiful chorus all the way through that. And you'll feel that, I'm sure, within the tensions that are played within that band piece that they're playing. Then he goes on to other developments which are exciting and all that sort of thing. And then we come to the positive firm that he arrives at, which is courage, brother. And let me read from my songbook, because the verse says, courage, brother, do not stumble, though thy path be dark as night. But I like the second verse, because it says, simple rule and safest guiding, inward peace and inward light, star upon our path abiding, trust in God and do the right. And that authoritative, that warm embracing of that truth takes us through to the end. And at the very end, and I think this is so Leslie Condon-ish as well, we've got the whole band playing, I will follow, I will follow. And then he breaks it up into quavers and takes it throughout the whole band spectrum. I will follow, I will follow, I will follow, I will follow. And there's a double line break in the whole of that score. A thick double line break. The band stops. And it's almost as though Leslie takes all of his conviction. And the last chord says, and you can choose what you like here. The last chord says, I will follow him. Or, if you like, I will follow Christ. But it's your choice. And Leslie is not here to ask what his would be. I do hope that my ramblings on this piece, which I'm been so involved with, and with all those young people sat around me, it's quite something. Thanks for listening. Bless you. enjoyed that live performance with all its pips and squeaks, because not like in a studio where you can reprise things. But it was a really special occasion for me. I'd been the bandmaster then for 21 years. And at that very time, there were 16 young 15 and 16-year-old young people had become senior bandsmen. 3 of them had been commissioned the very Sunday before we came to the Royal Albert Hall on the following Saturday. So you can imagine what a thrill it was for them for the first time ever to play live with the senior band as senior bandsmen. And that particular piece, because of being asked to do this, I wanted to refresh some of my memories and checked it up. They were okay. So I phoned through some of the mums and dads and even some of the young people to ask of their feelings at that time on those things. And they were all so thrilled to recall that occasion, that it impacted on their young lives. That piece impacted on their young lives in that manner. And to be part of that team of Bristol Easton Band at that time, can you imagine, was quite something special. The Bristol Easton magazine was produced every month. And in the June edition of that magazine, the editor had asked the 15-year-old bandsman who had been commissioned that Sunday morning before playing with the senior band at the Royal Albert Hall to write his memories of that day. And I'd love you to quote you from it, because it's lovely for what he says. "We became more and more nervous as the time drew closer for us to play our solo item, The Present Age. We had practiced so hard for so many weeks leading up to this moment, and we were so anxious to do our best. The first few bars seemed secure, and Bandmaster Don gave us a smile. It seemed we were concentrating as we had never done before, and we were so engrossed in the music. The bandmaster had taken so much time to explain the music to us that we each understood what the composer was expressing through the various sections. It was an unforgettable experience, especially for those of us who had just been commissioned into the band. And we must say thank you to the bandmaster for his inspiration he gave to us before and during the event." That's from a young man, 15, Jonathan Baker, who is now a mature school teacher teaching in Cambridge in one of your schools. I thought that was a marvellous thing for you to hear. Just shows, the impact that occasion made. Thank you for listening. Bless you.